So next we'll take a look at what is two-way ANOVA with replication and without replication. Okay, and I have an interesting case study for that also. For the use cases, we will see, once the Excel sheet get open, okay, I just open the Excel sheet, cool. See, guys, you can conduct the ANOVA test using Excel sheet also, okay, even Excel also that, facility is available, features are available to conduct the statistical test. Not necessarily you have to use Python or any other statistical software. You can use Excel itself to do the test. One second. So in this Excel sheet, we will explore what exactly two-way ANOVA with replication, without replication. Look here. So here I have, two things, right? So I have, so two-way ANOVA. This is, we are talking about two-way ANOVA. That means two-factor ANOVA. Okay, two-factor ANOVA. In the earlier example, right, I quoted this one. If my shop, since my sales is went high, my sales is more. The one factor for the increase in sales is, or more sales in my shop is nearby to a bus stop. Okay, bus stop. What are the other factors that influence my shop? The other factor may be, right, or many items I'm selling at my shop. Almost all the items I have in my shop, so that once the customer enter into my shop, they don't go out with the empty hand. There are two factors there, right? Two factors. So not all the time we have only one factor. There are situations we may have to use two factors to do the analysis. So that's why it's called a two-factor analysis. It is also called a two-way ANOVA. Okay, two-way ANOVA without replication. Okay. Okay, in this case, what are the two factors? One factor is region, other factor is representative, salesperson. The values here, the dependent variable or sales. Okay, this is the sales. This is a dependent, it's a numeric value. And two factors or one factor is salesperson. Salesperson, we have four categories, right? Four different four employees are salesperson, one, two, three, four. And region is another factor. In the region itself, we have different groups are there. South region. We sell our products in South region, North region, East, West, Southeast regions. And we have four salespersons. So salesperson and region, we have two factors. So what factors influences my sales? We want to, decide on it. Does region has an influence on my sales, or salesperson has an influence on my sales? Can someone tell me, how a region can influence the sales, guys? How a region can see South region, I'm selling my products. How does the region can drive my sales more, or how does a region influence my sales? Does it influence the sales? Yes, right. There are, see, the simple example is, if you see, yeah, for example, now in the North India, the weather is too cold. If you sell sweater there, the sweater sales is more because of the region. Region has influence on the sales because the weather is like that, right? In South region, for example, in Chennai, to take for example Chennai, now it's not cold compared to other places. Now even in Chennai it is cold, right? This time, but it is not as cold as the North region. North it is too cold. If you see Delhi and all, it is too cold. Bangalore, even Bangalore is cold, but Delhi and all too cold. So obviously, if you sell sweater sales will go high. In that case, obviously, the region has an influence on the sales because of the weather in this case, right? So now what we want to compare is, we have two factors. Does region influence the sales or salesperson influence the sales? Okay, there is a debate here. Okay. Okay, so North region, North India, especially the Delhi and all, right? Obviously now it is too cold. Obviously the region influences the sales of my sweater. How come salesperson influence, right? So basically you want to compare these two factors, which factor influences my sales more. By knowing that, what am I going to do? You can fine tune your strategy. You can cut down the salesperson. If the region itself, influences my sales, why should I deploy four salesperson there, right? I need to give salary to four salesperson. I can cut down the salary. I can cut down the headcount. Obviously, that will reduce my expenses. Okay. And if I know, right, a region influences, which region is not influencing, so probably in that region, I can understock it. Or in which region my sales is not good. If I know that, so I can probably see to that with the help of the salesperson, is there any way that I can improve the sales, right? For that purpose, we wanted to conduct this test, okay? And here, if you click on, see, in this case, if you want to conduct the statistical test in Excel, you need to select the file menu, and here something like Excel options, click on it. And then in the Excel options, you have something called uh, add-ins. Click on the add-ins. So click on the add-ins. And if you see your analysis tool pack, okay, you select this one. And then you just click on OK. When you do so, what will happen is in the data menu, when you click on the data menu, you'll find something called uh, data analysis will come here. Since it's not okay. My original version, it is not showing it here. Okay, data validation, motif analysis. Ideally, it should display that here. 1 second, I'll just redo it one more time. I'm going to click on the Excel options. I'm going to click on it. Analyst tool pack, and I'm going to hit OK. This is an add-in. Okay, when you do this, so ideally it will create something called data analysis. Okay, you can see something like data, but unfortunately it is not displaying it, even if it, because it's not the original version of my Excel, I think, because it's not showing it. And you can try it out in your laptop. No, you can tell me what you see it here. See, as soon as you launch your Excel sheet, and if you click on the data, you'll find something like that. But once you enable that add-in, Excel add-in, in the data tab, you will find something called data analysis. Okay, if you click on this, you'll find one-way analysis, two-way analysis, ANOVA, all the things. One-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA without replication, all the things you can see it. So previously, right, I was having the original version of the Excel, right? So I was able to conduct this. So once you click on the data analysis and you just select a two-way ANOVA without replication, in that case, you need to select all these, values. Okay, all these values. You just select all the values. Okay, and then click on OK. It produces something like this, the output. Okay. Okay, so in that case, what will happen is your output is something like that. So once you select all the values, and then if you go to the data analysis, click on there, and then you click on two-way ANOVA without replication. When you click on it, it will produce an output something like that. Okay, because in my case, it is not there to show you, but this is how it works. Okay. Okay, and here once you see the output, right, like this revenue. Okay, once you get the output something like this, so what you need to do is you need to do something like this. Okay, I just click on it here. So here what I did, I just did the average of all the values. Okay, I just click on it here. Okay, take the average of all the values, okay, all the sales made by all the four salesperson and so on, okay. So overall average is 19.45. This is the output I got it. What this is the one I computed it manually. How I computed it? So what I did in the first row average is right. Row one average. Okay, row one average, this one 8. I subtracted from overall average. Okay. 8 minus 19.45. You get something like minus 11.45. This is called effect. This is called effect. And row 2 is this one north, right? And similarly, what I did, I just subtracted this north region's average from the overall average, okay? Okay, it must be C12, nine. It is C11, right? Okay. Obviously, 16.5, this 19.5. The difference should be minus 2, not that one. And similarly, if I keep the cursor here and here, right, it should be C11, not C13. So each row's average, I'm going to subtract it from the overall average, guys. That's what we are doing it here, okay? And similarly, we have 5 rows are there. I'm going to C11. Okay, there is a issue here. Because of the newer version, right, the formulas, whatever I use, it got disappear. Manually, I'm going to do it now. Each row's average, I'm going to each row's average. What is the average of this one? You just keep it here. And you can see the average is 8, right? The Excel you can see here itself, right? See average you can see. If you select all the values, you can see average is 8. That's what, the output it displays automatically. But in addition to the average of each row, it shows average of each column also. Column wise average also it shows. See, if I want to compute the average of this column, if you select this value, you can see 16.8. That is what we can see it here, right? So this one produced by the statistical option called data analysis. Okay, it automatically produces. But the advantage here is each row the average, each column average. Along with that, it gives you the total also. If you add all the values, how much you'll get? You will get 32, right? It gives me the sum of each row, each column, and the count also it goes. How many values are there in each row? Four, 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 four. So it gives me, and variance also it gives. This is another advantage of this test, right? Test output. And here I computed the fact, how I computed each row's average with subtracted from your overall average. This is how I got the effect. Got it? Fine. So far, so good. And just beneath this table, you have another table called ANOVA. The ANOVA table, you can see rows and columns. See, this is called your rows, right? This is your rows. What do you mean by column? This is called your columns. For rows, it gives me the sum of squared values and then degrees of freedom, mean squared error, and then F statistic value. See, earlier you remember, I computed the F statistic manually, between divided by within. Okay, sum of squared values between and sorry, variance between divided by variance within. I plugged in the values, I was able to get the F statistic. See here, I don't have to do any manual, right? Manually, I don't have to compute the F statistic. It gives me everything automatically. For rows, this is the F statistic value, and this is the P value. P value also it gives. And critical value also it gives. And for the columns also, it gives me the F statistic value, P value, and critical value. Okay, now my critical value is 3.2. F statistic. So thus this F statistic value is greater than this one, obviously, right? Hence it will fall in the rejection region area. And even in this case, my critical is 3.4. But my F stat is value 4.5. 4.5 is obviously against, right? So it is going to reject the null hypothesis. So here the null hypothesis, the salesperson's, the salesperson is not, the sales made by the salesperson not significant. The alternate hypothesis, it is significant. The difference is significant. And other null hypothesis, here you need to write two null hypotheses, right? So other null hypothesis, region does not have any influence on the sales. And the alternate hypothesis, region does have any, so does, influence the sales. That is the thing. And in the rows, Since we are rejecting the null hypothesis, we are concluding that the regions we are rejecting the null hypothesis. What null hypothesis? Region does not have any influence on the sales. We are rejecting the null hypothesis, and we are going to conclude regions have influence on the sales. And column wise, if you see here, right? Even in the case of column wise, the F statistic value is greater than the critical value. Hence, we are rejecting the null hypothesis. Yes, the salespersons also influences the sales. The null hypothesis, salespersons does not influence the sales. The alternative is salespersons influence the sales. Now the question is, okay, region also influences sales. Salesperson also influences sales. Which one has higher influence? Obviously, region, right? If you see the F status is too big compared to your critical value, in both the cases, the region also has an influence on the sales. Salesperson also influence on the sales. But compared to these two factors, which factor has statistically highly significant? The rows, the regions. No matter, see in the case of Delhi, sweater, right? The sweater and monkey cap or the gloves sales are more in Delhi because it's cold, see, too cold now. But in the north, the south side, it is not that cold, right? People are okay to wear with the regular or normal dresses, okay? But there, sweaters are really required, okay? So regional. So in that case, do you really need a salesperson to influence your sales? Nothing, right? They are forced to buy. See, so forget about this one here. Now, in the case of USA, it is too cold there. Minus 48 degree, minus 20 degree. You will freeze. You have to, wear the winter attire now. Okay, without that you cannot go outside. You need to wear two gloves and two coats, overcoats, and you need to use monkey cap, everything. Otherwise you can't. You will freeze. Minus 28 degree, minus 13 degree, minus 40 degree, and all is too cold. In that case, obviously you need to buy the winter related attire, right? So does it requires any salesperson to come and tell, hey, buy this one, buy sweater, buy this? No, right? You are forced to buy the winter attire, right? We are forced to don the winter attire there. Their influence, the region is an higher influence. I had that experience when I was in US first time during Christmas time. I just underestimated the weather. I was just going with the normal, the formal shirt and pant with shoes. I could not even wait in the railway station for more than 2 minutes, literally freezing. Okay. And then I realized, I'm not supposed to underestimate. And then, thank God, that time the train came, I boarded into the train, local train. Inside the train, the heater is there. Was able to manage somehow. And then, after I got on from the train in another station, right, my friend came by car and he picked up me. The car also heater was there. So the region has more influence on the sales. That's what we are going to conclude with this ANOVA table, right? So the rows are nothing but the region. The columns are nothing but the salesperson. The rows here you can see the F statistic value and this is a critical value. Since the F statistic value is greater than this one, it is following the rejection region area. Even this one also fall. Both of them are following the rejection region area. But this value is too big, right? Hence, it is statistically significant, highly statistically significant. This is statistically significant, but this one is highly statistically significant. Region has a higher influence on the sales. Okay, fine. Okay, what are the other things that I can do it with this one? You can make an estimation. You can predict the sales. If I deploy a salesperson to in north region, how much sales I can expect? If I deploy a salesperson 3 in the south region, how much sales can I is there any way can I predict it? Yes. Using ANOVA test also you can make a prediction. Look here, predictor sales here. What is the overall average? 19.45 plus rep effect. So you might be wondering, why the hell should I compute the effect? See here, I'm going to use that, the effect in the formula. So this is the column 1 is rep effect. This is a rep effect plus region effect is this one. This is a rep effect, right? Okay. Region effect plus rep effect plus overall average. That is what your predicted sales. Okay. Now there is a what if analysis. Okay. What if I deploy a salesperson 2 in north region? How much sales can I expect? And here, if you plug in the values, right? Rep 2 in north region. So north region, you are interested. So here, if you click on this one, look here. So the row 2 is north region, and you can see north 2, row 2 is nothing but north. What is the effect? Minus 2.95. And if you add these two values, it will get subtracted. You will get something, right? Almost how much? 16 and dot. Okay. 16 and dot. Yeah, 16.5. Okay. You need to subtract the regions, north regions effect from your overall average. You will get, if I deploy the sales, yeah, here the rep effect, sorry, the rep effect is, sorry, the rep effect is rep 2, right? Column 2. Column 2 is minus 4.05 minus 19.45. Okay, here there is wrong. Yeah, overall average 12.45 plus the rep effect plus region effect. Yes. But if you just want to see yeah, here the rep 2 in north region, correct. Rep effect for rep 2 effect is what? The column 2, right? Column rep effect minus 4.05. In the north region, so minus 6 point something like that. Minus 6.5 minus 19.45. It should be less, but here it shows 16 point. There is something wrong here. And what I did here, C11 plus M10. Yeah, in this case, rep 2 in north region also to be take rep 2 is minus 4.5, right? Yeah, plus, 1 second, plus this value. There is a mistake here, 12.05. If I deploy a salesperson to a north region, what is the expression? Yeah, sorry, I put it here, correct. 12.45 is there, okay. The predictor says rep 2 in north region, 12.45. So how did I get this one? So region effect plus rep effect plus overall average gives me the predicted sales for the salesperson to the north region. This is the sales that he can achieve if I deploy this guy. Similarly, if you wanted to predict the sales for the salesperson 3 in the any region, right? So here you need to take the rep 3's effect and then region. For example, in the north region, if I deploy rep 3, what is the predicted sales? For that, row 2 is your north region, this value, plus column 3, what is the effect? 2.95, 2 point minus 2.1 is 0, right? If you add these two, it will be 0. So 19.45 you can expect. This is the predicted sales by rep 3. But if you see the value here itself, we can make out, right? So compared to this one, this is bigger numbers. Okay. But statistically, you need to prove it. If you want to predict the salesperson 3, the expected sales, if we deploy him in the north region, the expected predicted sales is 19.45. This is the one that he is going to achieve. So now with this ANOVA test, we can also draw a conclusion. The two-factor ANOVA without replication, you can draw a conclusion whether the region has a higher influence than the salesperson, or does these two factors are having any influence on the sales? Yes, these two factors are having influence, but compared to these two factors, the region factor has higher influence on the sales. And also the other advantage, otherwise, we can make a prediction with this formula. Is it clear? Fine. So this is what the two-way ANOVA analysis without replication. Next, we'll take a look at with replication. What do you mean by with replication? So even this one is also two-factor ANOVA with replication. What are the two factors? For example, here, right? This is your advertisement. This is your price. Okay, just say that, the price, and this is your advertisement. Okay, the entire thing. Okay, the entire row is advertisement. All the three, right? So if I invest, if I do low advertisement, right, that means I'm not going to advertise very frequently. Okay, if I do low advertisement, the price, what is the price that I can expect? But unlike the previous case, right, here for each row we have only one value, but for each row we have more than one value. That's the reason we call it a replication. For example, different point in time, you have taken three different point in time, you have taken the sales, the achieved. Okay, when I give the low advertisement, what is the sales, and then low price, right? Obviously, the less price, less advertisement if we give. This is the sales. When I give the medium advertisement, the with the medium price, this is the thing, and the higher advertisement, higher price. Obviously, when you spend more, sorry, when you increase the price more, your sales is less, right? That is what we noted down. So the low advertisement, medium advertisement, high advertisement, low price, medium price, high price. So now the thing is, you need to compare of these two factors, which one has higher influence on the sales. So here I have computed the effect for you need to find out the total average for this specific group and subtract from overall average. That's how you get the effect. For each group, I got the effect. Okay. And similarly, if you click on the data analysis and if you select all these values and if you click on the two-factor ANOVA with the replication, it will produce an output something like that. Okay, it gives you more information. So for the low advertisement, what is the thing? The row count, right? So three values are there. Three values, row three values are there. And the medium also we have three is there. I also have three. Total nine values are there. Sum 94. If you add all the values, you'll get 94, right? So here, how much you'll get? If I select all the three, right? I get 94, and for these three things, I get this is the values, the 59, and this is the one is your 35. The sum, count, average also it gives, variance also it gives. Similarly for each group, and end of the day, when you see the ANOVA table here, you can see something like a sample columns. Samples are nothing but the rows and columns interaction, and within we have different things are there. And but if you see the the p value f statistic column, right? We have three rows. We have the row and columns and interaction. This is an extra thing here compared to without replication. Okay, in the without replication we have rows and columns only. Forget about error. Okay, but with the replication, rows and sample is nothing but rows and columns. In addition to that, you will find something called interaction. Okay. So if you see the F statistic value directly, if you compare F statistic with the F critical value, so the 12 is obviously greater than this one, reject the null hypothesis. And then 20 is obviously greater than this value, reject the null hypothesis. Okay. So here itself we can understand, right? The sample is nothing but rows, guys. Rows is nothing but the advertisement. When I spend more money on advertisement, and if I increase the price, will that sales increase? No, right? So we cannot make a blanket statement saying that no. With this, we can say yes. Uh, Price also has an influence on the sales, and the advertisement also has an influence on it. The rows are nothing but your advertisement and price. Second one is the price. Both of them we are rejecting because both the F statistic values are greater than the F critical value. Hence, we are rejecting the null hypothesis. But comparing to these two things, the factors, which factor is highly statistically significant? The columns, price. நான் நிறைய அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட்ல என் கம்பெனியில் நிறைய அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் கொடுத்துட்டே இருக்கிறேன். ஆனால் விலையும் ஏத்துறேன். நீங்க என்கிட்ட வந்து வாங்குவீங்களா? நீ அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் நிறைய கொடுத்தா நான் உங்ககிட்ட வாங்கிடுவேன்னு இதான் என்னப்பா கேரண்டி இருக்கு? நான்லாம் வாங்க மாட்டேன்ப்பா. எனக்கு ப்ரைஸ் தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்ப்பா அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவீங்க இல்லையா? That is what we are concluding it here. So that is what it shows us, right? Statistically, it shows us price is the important factor in terms of influencing the sales. Obviously, advertisement also, in one of the important factors. But compared to these two factors, price, tops the list. Okay. And what is interaction? Does these two factors have any interaction? Price and the advertisement, right? But as per this one, the statistic values, 0.42 is not greater than the F critical value. Hence, there are no interaction between price and advertisement. That is what we are going to conclude. Now we understood, right? What is two-way ANOVA with replication? Because for both the factors, we are taking more than one, values, right? More than one row of values for each category. Okay. But whereas in the case of here, for each category, we have taken only one row of data. But here we are taking the, three samples in each category. More than one value is there, right? Hence, it's called replication. So now you understood what is one-way ANOVA and when to conduct a one-way ANOVA test. If you want to compare um, more than two groups values, means you can use one-way ANOVA. And in the case of two-way ANOVA without replication, right? So as the name said, two ANOVA is nothing but two-factor ANOVA. Two factors. In the previously we have seen the salesperson and region, right? Both of them have an influence on the sales. But of the two, the region has an higher influence on the sales. That's what we concluded. That's what your two-way ANOVA without replication. Next, two-way ANOVA with replication. In the case of replication, each category we have taken more than one sample data. Then here also we are comparing the two factors. Which factor has influence on the sales? Both advertisement price have influence on the sales. Compared to these two factor, price and advertisement, the price has an highest influence on the sales. When I increase the price high, obviously sales is less. Look here. When I increase the price high, right? High category, if I see the price, the sales is fallen down, 12 only. But when I reduce the price, low advertisement. Even if you don't give much advertisement, if the price is less, obviously more people will come and buy. Price matters a lot. This is what the retail store owner can. This insight can help the retail store owner to make the right decision, right? Whether so, no matter in investing too much of money in advertisement. Obviously, if you play smartly with the price, we can boost the sales. Okay. There is no point in investing too much of money in the advertisement. Hence, we can cut down the cost on the advertisement. In that cost, right, we can use it to cut down the prices. You understood? Yeah. This is how it will help them to drive the decision, right? Right. I will share the Excel sheet. Don't worry. Okay. And then assignment. Yes, I will share the assignment also. So with that, we are going to end this session. We are left with one more test like Chi-Square test because you need time to digest, these concepts, whatever I discussed. You need to watch my videos at least one or two times. If you still can't understand, watch, more than two times so that you'll be able to understand quickly. Okay. And next, the upcoming Wednesday or Thursday, we will work on the assignments. Okay, we will work on it. That's important session. Don't miss out. And the upcoming Saturday, Sunday, we will start the machine learning concepts. That's very important. Don't miss out that one. That's very, very critical. Any questions, guys? Okay, since you don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap up the session. See you all in the upcoming Thursday. We'll make it Thursday. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up the session. I'm going to stop the recording now.